Hi, everyone,
Oh,
and welcome. I'm Jenna Golden, and I lead athlete and sport moments communications for Nike. And today, I'm beyond honored to be having a conversation with Faith Kipyegon. I first met Faith through Nike's athlete think tank, and her presence, passion, and purpose have always been undeniable. Faith is already a three-time Olympic champion, a multiple world record holder, and a mother. But this moment is about more than medals or records. It's about showing the world that the impossible can be possible, especially for women. Next week, she'll push the limits of sport beyond what's long believed to be achievable, setting the stage for the future generations to dream big. In our time together today, we'll explore her mindset, her training, and the innovation and what this moment means to her. Faith, I am so excited to talk to you today. I know you're coming to us from Kenya. How are you?
I'm doing great.
We're so excited to hear from you. I have a few logistics to get out of the way first. So, thank you to everyone who has shared questions in advance. We'll be weaving many of those in. And for those joining live, we'll also be taking questions through the Q&A functionality. So please drop in your questions as we go. Before we dive into the big questions, Faith, let's start with something fun, a little warm up. So we're going to do a little bit of a rapid fire. And we're going to start with music. I know you
Okay.
love music. What is
Yeah.
your favorite pre-race pump-up song?
Well, I like listening to music from Shakira, especially Try Everything.
I love that. That's a great
Yeah.
answer. What is your favorite post-run meal?
Post Runner.
Yeah, what do you like to eat after you run?
After my season, I like burger and fries.
Burger and fries. Okay.
Yeah.
What is one word to describe how you're feeling heading into next week?
Strong.
Strong. That's what we like to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. If you weren't a runner, what would you be doing?
Maybe a teacher.
A teacher. I love
Yes.
that. What is your most memorable running moment or competition?
My memorable is winning my first Olympics in Rio.
I was
Gold
there.
medal.
That's, yeah, that's a good one. What is your current favorite Nike running shoe?
My favorite Nike shoe is Vomero Premium.
Vomero Premium. All
Yes.
right. That's a good one. Okay. We're going to jump into some of the big questions now. And again, just a reminder to those on Zoom, please go ahead and share some Q&A, and we'll look through those and we'll take some of those questions at the end. But here are the pre-submitted questions from media. They're really excited to hear from you. And so we're going to start with you've had so many big moments in your career. How do you mentally prepare for those moments?
Oh, well, I think for me, I will say I I became I can say, being mentally strong and believing in everything I do, believing in the training, believing in, waking up to empower next generation, believing in, everything that, have been from my younger time when I was running barefoot to where I am now has really, given me that drive to still wake up and go for training and just be strong.
Yes. So speaking of that drive, how, you know, what is the most mentally challenging part of this journey? And where do you draw your deepest sense of belief and motivation from?
Sometimes, it's there's the challenges in everything a person does. Like, waking up early in the morning for us is a challenging part every time. Waking up before everybody wakes up and going for that run. dreaming like you want to achieve more in your career and empower the next generation. It's a strong point, to wake up and think of the next generation, but at the same time, the challenging part is to wake up in the morning to just give them hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time do you get up in the morning?
I come up in the morning around 5:40. Then I go
5:40.
for my run around 6 a.m.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
doing more early in the morning than most of us. So it's commendable.
Yeah.
Um, you've said what a man can do, a woman can do. How has that mindset shaped your physical and mental approach to the challenge you're about to take on next week?
I can say that was really, motivate me a lot, to know that you can't limit yourself. You have to dream and go for that dream and just believe in yourself that everything can do. Not only a man can do, but a woman can do. We all have the same dream, but we only have to wake up and get that dream valid. As women, that's the thing. It drive me to think of that word that a man can do, what a man can do, a woman can do. So that has really helped me to really work hard in every training I do and dreaming of what next in my career.
I love that.
Yeah.
Uh, has there been, so, obviously you're used to training for big, races, big moments. For this in particular, has there been a specific workout that gave you confidence going into this attempt?
Well, for me, I will say I didn't change much. I didn't change anything in terms of training. What my coach always gave me is the same workout I've been doing, uh, going into the Olympics or World Championship. But I think this going to this race, the mindset is different, but the goal is the same. Dreaming of achieving what is ahead of me, and which is breaking four. And for training, I would say I didn't change much. I just train as I always train, and just believing in myself and what my coach always tell me that you have to dream and just be patient for it.
Well, that's a perfect segue because we did get a question about what has been the best advice from Coach Sang that's really resonated with you on this journey.
Sorry.
What has Coach shared with you that really has kept you going and motivated during this journey?
I would say my coach is like my father. He has been there for me since I joined him. Coach Patrick have been always telling me that be patient, just focus, and just when you train hard, you just get this done. So I believe in my coach. I believe in everything he normally tell me, that to be patient. Everything is just to be patient and just train for it. Everything, something will never come easy if you don't train for it. You have to train and just be patient for it.
I've met him, and yeah, he's great, and it's your relationship is so beautiful, and so I know that he's been a huge motivation for you, every day, but especially going into next week. Switching gears a little bit, you said that you haven't really changed your training journey, but we know one thing that has changed is that, we've been working with you on developing bespoke footwear for you and apparel that is brand new. And I was there when you first tried it on. What features, did you request specifically? And, what do you love about the new footwear and apparel that you'll be wearing next week?
Well, I will say, I want to say a big thank you to Nike because Nike have been like part of my family in my career because since I joined Nike, the success has been so huge for me. And I want to say a big thank you also for, giving me this opportunity and believing in me that I'm the person to try this breaking for barrier. And, being one selected and being one to be believed that you are capable of doing it, it really motivates me and I really appreciate. And I'm really looking forward for this breaking four and looking forward for the uniform, the suits, the apparel. I'm really looking forward to using them next week.
What can you tell the audience a little bit about? I mean, when you first tried on the suit, how did you feel?
It felt so good. I was like, the time I tried the bra and the suit, it was really beautiful, uh, especially at the look of it. The first time I touched it on my hands, I was like, this is really beautiful. And the time I put it on, it feels so great. It feels like, it's a very light. You feel so comfortable. You feel like, you don't have anything in your body. It's like you have something, but it's very light. So it feels so good, and I'm looking forward for next week.
Yes, we're looking forward to it too. And yeah, the suit is definitely beautiful and will hopefully make you a bit more aerodynamic in this journey as well. So should be fun to watch and see. Um, one question is I know for your daughter, Alin, and other young girls watching, what message do you hope to send to your daughter and other young women?
Well, my message to young girls, especially the small one like my daughter Aline, is not to limit themselves. They have to dream and make their dreams valid because the next generation is looking up to us to show them the way. And this is what I'm doing now. I think when Aline is 8 years or 10 years, she will know what I was doing to their ages. But at the moment, she doesn't understand what I'm going to do. But when she's grown up a little bit, she will understand that have inspired them a lot. So this is the journey of, inspiring the next generation.
Have you been feeling the support from your fellow Kenyans ahead of this event?
Absolutely, yes. I get positive messages from around the world that, I can do it. I'm the person to try. And I get many positive messages, and it really motivates me a lot to going on to this challenge. I know it will not be easy, but I'm going to try my best, and we will see what will finish line offers, and going forward to the bright, future.
I know that we're, working on some watch parties for those that are in Kenya. So I know that if they're not live with us in person, they'll be supporting you from Kenya, which is very exciting. And you just mentioned that this next week is a challenge, right? What
Yeah.
is the most challenging part of this race attempt for you?
Um, the challenging part is, I'm going to this race today and try 4 minutes barrier. It's not easy thing to do. Nobody has ever tried. No man has ever tried. So that is the challenging part to think of. How will I run this race? How will I um, go the first round, the second round, and it's really a challenging thing to think and repeat and think. It's a circle. But for me, I just want to, be myself and think positive and wait for next week and just enjoy the race.
And, speaking of the race, this stadium that we're going to be in next week is where you broke your Olympic record last year. Do you think that there's some good energy as you return to this specific track in Paris?
Absolutely, yes. I have beautiful memories in Paris, breaking the 5,000 world record, breaking the 1,500 world record there. And now we are going for the special one. So I think the track will have a good results going next week and hope to see my fans over there. I know many Kenyans are there. My fans all over the world will be there. And hope for those who will not be there, they will be watching live. And I hope to get big support and cheers towards the finish line and just enjoy and give them a good result.
Yes, we'll all be there with you. One thing that I've been thinking about is, and someone that will be at the finish line waiting for you, is Eliud Kipchoge. And I know, and for those that don't know, Faith and Eliud have been longtime friends and training partners. What can you share about, Eliud's reaction to you taking on this bold mission? And has he shared any words of wisdom for you along the training journey, knowing that he was the first man to break the 2 hour marathon barrier, and you are now attempting the breaking four next week?
It will be so great. It will be lovely to see, Eliud after the finish line, and it will be so good if, I will feel so great if I will just run after that finish line and see under 4 minutes, and it will be historical because, having somebody like Eliud who have tried before an attempt like this at the finish line and my family and in front of all my fans that we have achieved what many people think it's impossible and it become possible. It will be really special for me. And Eliud have inspires me a lot, and I think these remaining days, everything will be, to stay healthy and just to think of what will happen next week. And for me, it's just to focus myself and see everyone there.
How are you planning to celebrate after you're done with the race next week? Regardless of the outcome, what are you going to do for yourself?
Well, for me now, it's just to, I don't want to think of celebrating yet. I want to only think of what will happen after finish line. And then after that, we will see what next.
I like that. That's a good
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
What's your ritual before a big race? What do you do the night before?
For me, I pray God. I always pray before going to bed, before going out for training, and before also racing, because everything we put God first before we do everything. So for me, I do pray a lot.
Yes, yeah. I mean, rituals are always important. And so I know a lot of people were asking what your particular ritual is. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Um, you shared a little bit about this already, but I do want to ask you this question. What does breaking four mean to you personally? And how does this connect to your legacy?
Well, I think Breaking Four will really cement my legacy. It will, um, you know, it will give hope to the next generation, as I said earlier, and women to believe that we can expand our boundaries and think big and dream big, that if we believe in ourselves that we can do it. So I think it will have cement my legacy and also give hope to other women that everything is possible.
That is, yes, we are. I mean, I am so inspired by you. I know so many women, especially here at Nike, are rooting for you, inspired by you. It's going to be an incredible moment. Um,
Thank you.
okay, so we got through most of the questions that we received from media in advance. And so we're going to take a few questions from the audience, which I see I've received a few of those. Outside of, here's one. So you shared that you like to pray the night before a race.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you do to prepare mentally? Do you like to read? Do you meditate? Do you do yoga? Anything you can share?
Well, I like watching funny movies.
Funny.
You know, funny movies makes me a little bit, you know, laugh a little bit, put tension a little bit away. And, you know, when you watch funny things, you laugh and you just forget about, you know, thinking of how the laughing will work. So it's a, it's a funny thing I would like watching, and that's it. And maybe music.
What's your favorite funny movie? I love them too.
Um, Sometimes I watch Nigerian movies, sometimes. So that is my normally I like African movies, so like Nigerian movies.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Levity and being able to laugh and being able to just, relax a little bit
Yeah.
is the best medicine, I believe. So I hear you on that one. Uh, what do you think will make the biggest difference in bridging the gap for you to run under 4 minutes?
Sorry?
What do you think is going to be the how do you think you're going to be able to uh, bridge that 7 second gap to achieve the under 4 minutes? What do you have to do?
Oh my goodness. It's a challenge. As we talked about it, this is a challenge whereby, as I told you, you have to think of it. You have to dream of how will I cross the 800 mark? How will I cross that 1200 mark? It's a repetition of, you know, I have to be myself and just think of how will I share that 7 seconds. So it's a challenge, and we are going for that challenge. So that's that is what we are up to next week. So
Yes,
I just
together.
want to be myself. Yes.
Yeah, we're behind you. We're doing it
I know,
together.
I know you also think of how you also think about that 7 seconds. So everybody think of how are we going to get away of these 7 seconds. So it's also like me. I think the same.
We're all thinking about it. We're all thinking about it. Don't
Yeah.
think about it though. We don't want you to think about it. We just want you to go out there and do what you know how to do.
Yeah.
Um, So, switching gears a little bit, we know that you love the color purple. And even in the content that we've already put out around Breaking Four, there's been a lot of purple. We're going to see a lot of purple next week. What does that color mean to you? Does it symbolize anything?
I think my favorite color is purple, and it symbolizes the love and of my country. It's almost, you know, it's a combination of many colors, and if you look keenly, you can see like it has Kenya color somewhere. So, and you see, there's also green, and it symbolizes like the next generation of the young kids, like Aline. So it has many symptoms with the Nike shoes, and many colors. So it really looks beautiful. I love it. It symbolizes many things in, you know. in the picture.
I've never thought about that, but that's a great point about the color purple and having to
Yeah.
mix colors together to get that color, and so what those colors also represent as well. So I'm going to look at the color purple differently now after you said that, and I
Lovely.
can't wait to see all of the purple next week.
Oh
Uh,
wow, it will be so so beautiful.
are you going to do any? Are you going to do purple nails, or you're gonna keep them at?
Um, I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see next week.
Yeah, we will see next week what will come up.
Um, we're gonna take we're gonna take two more questions, Faith, and then we're gonna let you go because you're busy and we need you to be well rested for next week.
Thank
So
you.
these are the
Thank you so
last two
much.
questions. So you going back to the innovation. Um, you shared how the suit feels when you first tried it on. Can you share a bit more on the biggest difference you've noticed for, your typical race kit compared to the suit? And then the same thing because we know we have a new footwear innovation for you. And so what feels different to you about both the apparel and footwear?
Well, I think for me the difference is the longevity of the shot. I think the shot with this suit is a little bit longer compare with the race, the uniform from 2025 uniform, like the golden kit. And at the same time, the material used in the suit or on the suits is totally different compared to the season 20, the one we are using in Damo Leaks. It feels so light. It feels very comfortable. It feels, very friendly to the skin compared to other suits. So, you know, for me, I think there's a lot of differences from the two uniforms, and I really love the uniform I'm using next week. So it's only that it's long. I've never used it in any competition. That is why we are all going to experience what many people have never experienced, and this is the first thing. So for me, everything will be new. The uniform will be new. The setup of the race will be new. Many things will be new, and that's why I'm like, I have to just take the challenge and try my best.
It's all going to be new. What about the footwear? What's the biggest difference that you've noticed in the spike that you'll be wearing next week?
I think in terms of spikes, I got the new spikes. I tried them on in CMN, on the 1000, and it feels totally different compared to some victory, which I'm used to, especially on the Thermolix. So it's a fast shoe, and the colors are really beautiful, the purple color and the green one. So, I hope, everything will be really good next week, and we will see the park next week, and everything will be so great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap, Faith. Just anything else you want to share before we wrap the conversation?
No, I just want to say thank you to the night team because of, to for giving me this opportunity to try and see what the finish line will offer next week. And it feels so motivating to be given a chance and to be chosen, like you are the one to, try this event and try this challenge. And taking the challenge has really been so positive for me. And yeah, I'm looking forward for next week and seeing you all there.
I'm looking forward to it too. Thank you so much for spending the time with us today. Thank you to all the media who joined and the thoughtful questions that we received. And on June 26th, whether we're with you in the stadium or, we'll have other people online, whether they're in Japan or Kenya or anywhere else around the world, we really hope that you feel the power of what you are about to do, Faith. We're so excited, and thank you so much again for
Thank
spending this
you.
time with us. And I hope you get some rest, and I'm so excited to see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right, thank you.